The news surrounding a potential showdown between two of boxing's biggest names, Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, has been making waves in recent weeks. The world has only just learned that the two fighters, alongside Turkish boxing mogul Alal Sheikh, met in secret to discuss the possibility of a fight that could electrify the sport. This meeting, which occurred without media coverage until this week, was a crucial moment in the ongoing negotiations for a super fight between the two champions. The tension surrounding this potential clash had been building for some time. Crawford, who had been waiting patiently, hoped that the Saudi boxing chief, Turkey Alal Sheikh, could broker a deal with Alvarez. Both Crawford and Alal Sheikh were keen to see if the Mexican superstar would be lured into a lucrative deal that could secure the highly anticipated fight. To eliminate the noise from the media and allow for a genuine discussion about what it would take to make the fight happen, all three men met together. However, as the talks progressed, there was some difficulty in reaching an agreement. Alvarez, known for his negotiation skills, proved to be a tough nut to crack, demanding high prices that frustrated Crawford. The discussions became heated, leading to a brief war of words between the two boxers. As tensions rose, Alal Sheikh intervened, diffusing the situation before it could escalate further. It was only after this intervention that Alvarez reconsidered his pricing demands, bringing them down to a more reasonable level, which allowed for an agreement to be made. This pivotal meeting took place just before Crawford and Alvarez attended the prestigious Ring Magazine Awards in London. Both fighters were seen engaging in talks with Alal Sheikh during the event, and the signs pointed to a potential agreement being reached. Reports from renowned ESPN knockout journalist Julius Giuliani suggested that the two boxers had already come to terms, and that Crawford was one of the top 5 fighters Alvarez was interested in facing this year. Despite the progress made during the weekend's talks, the official confirmation of the fight still remained up in the air. However, Sheikh himself appeared to hint that the fight was closer than ever, stating to Ring Magazine, "The ring is the Bible of boxing, and we are close to seeing the white smoke on the horizon. 2025 will be a crazy year for boxing, and I mean it." This comment only added fuel to the growing speculation that the Crawford-Alvarez bout could become a reality. Alal Sheikh had previously put talks on hold after struggling to find common ground with Alvarez, but the sight of both fighters posing with the Saudi mogul after their meeting seemed to signal that things were moving in a positive direction. Sheikh's involvement in the discussions made it clear that he was dedicated to making this fight happen, despite the challenges they had faced along the way. As the boxing world eagerly awaits an official announcement, many experts and fans have weighed in on the potential clash between the two pound-for-pound titans. For Crawford, the opportunity to face Alvarez represents one of the biggest challenges of his career. The two fighters have been at the top of their respective divisions for years, with Alvarez reigning supreme in the super middleweight class and Crawford recently moving up to 154 pounds to claim the World Boxing Association's super welterweight title. Alvarez, who last fought in September 2024, successfully defended his unified super middleweight titles against Edgar Banga, further solidifying his status as one of the sport's biggest stars. Crawford, meanwhile, made a successful move to 154 pounds, defeating Israil Madrimov to capture the WBS super welterweight title. With both men coming off impressive victories, the speculation surrounding their potential fight has reached a fever pitch. The fight between Crawford and Alvarez had been discussed shortly after Crawford's win over Madrimov in August 2024, when he added 154 pounds to the 3 other weight divisions in which he had previously won world titles. At the time, Alvarez had just made another successful defense of his super middleweight titles, securing a dominant win in the division he has ruled since 2021. Given their shared dominance in their respective weight classes, it only made sense for both men to entertain the idea of meeting in the ring. However, while the fight has generated widespread interest, there are still questions about whether it will actually happen. Crawford, who has spent much of his career moving up in weight classes, has proven his ability to compete at the highest level, but his move to 154 pounds is seen by some as a significant jump. Canelo's status as the reigning super middleweight champion has made him one of the most feared fighters in the sport, and Crawford's decision to move up in weight to face him has left many wondering if the physical disadvantage will be too much for him to overcome. Adding to the intrigue of the potential fight is the fact that both men have displayed incredible skills in the ring. Alvarez, with his powerful punches and ability to dominate in the middleweight and super middleweight divisions, presents a formidable challenge for any opponent. Crawford, on the other hand, is known for his speed, movement, and boxing IQ, all of which have made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport. The clash between these two will be a test of contrasting styles, with Crawford relying on his technical prowess and Alvarez bringing his raw power and strength. Despite the obvious advantages Alvarez has in terms of size and strength, Crawford remains confident in his ability to overcome the challenge. The 39-year-old, who has already become an undisputed champion in multiple weight classes, has repeatedly stated that he is prepared to shock the world when he faces Alvarez. "I had it in my back pocket this whole time. It won't be like any other fight that he's fought recently. It'll be a well-fought fight," Crawford stated in a social media post ahead of the fight announcement. As Crawford continues to assert his confidence in his ability to defeat Alvarez, the boxing world eagerly awaits the official confirmation of their fight. Although some analysts have expressed doubts about Crawford's ability to compete effectively at super middleweight, given that his most recent victory came at 154 pounds, the potential for this super fight remains a hot topic of discussion. Former boxer Amir Khan, who has fought both Alvarez and Crawford, shared his thoughts on the potential matchup. Khan, who faced Canelo at a catchweight of 155 pounds, acknowledged the significant weight advantage that Alvarez would have over Crawford. "Canelo is a beast, man. I fought both of those guys, and I feel that size always wins. There's a reason why weight divisions exist," Khan explained. Despite the size difference, Khan also praised Crawford's skill, noting that he has the potential to compete at the highest level. However, he cautioned that facing Alvarez would be a dangerous challenge. "Terence is special, don't get me wrong, but there's a big difference when you're getting hit by a guy like Canelo," Khan continued. "What a fight that would be, though. I'll root for my boy Terence and want him to win that fight, but it would be hard." Khan's perspective highlights the physical challenges Crawford would face in the ring against the Mexican superstar, but it also underscores the intrigue surrounding the potential fight. Would Crawford's technical skills be enough to overcome Alvarez's power, or would the size difference prove too great? As the discussions surrounding the fight continue to evolve, many within the boxing community have weighed in on the matchup. Shocker Stevenson, the current WBC lightweight champion, is one of the fighters who believes Crawford will emerge victorious. Stevenson, who has been a long-time supporter of Crawford, confidently stated that he has always believed Crawford would defeat Alvarez. "I've been saying this for years now. I'm probably the first one who said this, even before Terence was saying it. I always thought that Crawford's style versus Canelo, I think he beats Canelo," Stevenson remarked. Stevenson's comments add to the growing belief that Crawford has the tools to overcome Alvarez, despite the size difference. While some analysts have expressed concerns about Crawford's ability to compete at super middleweight, others believe that his skill set and movement in the ring will give him the advantage. "Crawford doesn't stay stationary or engage in relentless attacks," Stevenson explained. "He typically relies on movement, utilizing his jab and landing shots before quickly repositioning." Despite these views, many analysts remain skeptical about Crawford's ability to overcome the size difference between himself and Alvarez. Timothy Bradley, a Hall of Fame boxer and ESPN boxing analyst, argued in favor of Crawford's chances against Alvarez. "Crawford has all the tools to win. He knows how to figure it out," Bradley said. "Canelo might be bigger and stronger, but Crawford can come up with a game plan that will make Canelo use his size." Bradley's confidence in Crawford's abilities comes at a time when many are questioning whether the size and power difference between the two fighters will be too much for Crawford to overcome. Alvarez, who has dominated the super middleweight division for years, is known for his punching power and ability to control his opponents. However, Crawford's ability to adjust his style and utilize his boxing IQ has made him one of the most respected fighters in the sport. As the fight between Crawford and Alvarez continues to dominate the headlines, it remains to be seen whether the two will officially meet in the ring. While the speculation around the fight is high, both fighters will need to finalize the terms of their agreement before the matchup can become a reality. With both fighters at the top of their game and their styles set to clash in a thrilling contest, the prospect of a Crawford-Alvarez showdown is one of the most exciting in boxing today. As 2025 approaches, boxing fans eagerly anticipate what could be one of the biggest fights of the year. With both Crawford and Alvarez at the peak of their careers, the outcome of this matchup will have a significant impact on the future of the sport. Regardless of the challenges and obstacles that still lie ahead, the prospect of these two champions finally stepping into the ring together is a tantalizing prospect for boxing fans around the world.